Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to get underway. If everyone can find their seats and remember to enjoy the show. Thank you.
I don't know why I just typed in Will Smith. I need to type in Will Smith Scientologist question mark.
Welcome to Coming of Age.
Hi guys, welcome.
This is a podcast.
Yeah, this is a podcast where we listen and talk about and watch movies.
This is a podcast where we listen to movies.
We only listen. We don't watch them. We just listen.
First we listen.
Then we watch.
Then we
without
watch.
Sound.
Then we touch.
We physically touch the movies.
Yes.
Of course. Oh, without a doubt. If you can't physically touch this movie, then you shouldn't be listening to it and then watching it.
Yeah, it's cool to collect, y'all. Okay?
It's cool.
It's like vinyl. Those little discs.
Yeah, they're never gonna go out of style. Blu-rays are never gonna go out of
CDs
style.
rule.
Just like 8-tracks,
I mean DVDs, sorry.
DVDs.
But
Have you seen my DVD collection? It's better than my Blu-ray collection.
and my VHS collection combined.
Oh, well, my VHS collection is better than anything else I own.
I have Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The Day
2,
After
Secret of
Tomorrow.
Use. I've got for some weird reason, a copy of The Untouchables.
The Untouchables.
And
That's a weird version of it. What do you mean? Did you say that?
I have a VHS version of The Untouchables.
That's all right.
I also have a VHS version of Michael Palin in Southeast Asia.
What do you mean? What is he doing there?
He's eating food.
Is there a name of the show?
I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay.
If you would give me a moment, I can sift through my VHSs and read it.
No.
But I don't want to interrupt the podcast.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
We'll tweet a picture of it and put it on our Instagram. People can see the movie we're talking about.
The fucking movie. Maybe, yeah. I'm so down. I want to watch it.
I would love to watch it. I've never actually seen it. I found it at a vintage store and I was like, I have to buy
just
this.
have this
is
now.
Michael Palin. What is this? Michael Palin in another country eating food? Yes.
Just put that on my shelf.
Yeah, I'm going to keep that. I don't even have a VHS player currently, but I will.
Nor do I.
I will
Sad.
to watch that.
I really want to get old, CT, like cathode ray TVs and fucking turn them into oscilloscopes.
Oh, that would be fun.
It'd be so awesome. Apparently it's not that hard.
It's not. We should do it. Let's do that. We'll post about it.
We'll post. That's all I want to get to. I just want to get to the post.
I don't care about
do
the process.
everything
I just want
for the post. I just want to post.
I need it all
And
to be public.
The man who wants to post so much, his name is Chase Cummins. He's one of your hosts.
The man who's making fun of me about posting is Alan Loosebrock, and he's the other host.
But you're the post host.
I'm the post host.
You're the host with the post.
You're the no post host. Post host.
I want to kill you.
I'm getting sick of you. Oh my God. We've started doing this podcast and I haven't left this room in 200 days. I haven't seen anybody else. This is a new kind of hell. I'm trying to escape.
200 days. We're on like
escape.
We are not even made that many episodes.
This is what happens when you put two people with ADD and fucking hell together.
ADD doesn't exist, dude. It was created
Right.
by the pharmaceutical companies.
Deficit hyperactivity disorder, ineffectual type.
Wrong. Still wrong. It's all made up.
So is everything else. You think depression's real?
That's everything else?
You think anxiety is real? Those are made up by the pharmaceutical companies. You think pain is real? Those were made up by the pharmaceutical companies selling opiates.
You think food is real?
You think food is real? That was made up by the simulation that we've had pulled over our eyes to live in this fucking hologram world.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Alex Jones.
Buy my weight loss protein shit. Buy it.
Weight loss protein.
It's over on our website.
This shit will literally kill you.
I take it every day. I've lost so much weight. I look so good. I'm healthy. It's gonna kill you. We're run by lizard people.
Jay is literally a fucking demon.
What about those servers? What about them? It's fucking Satan's work.
I love his before and after pictures of like his workout. He looks the same. He like looks like almost like a little like you're just like which one's worse? Like I can't tell.
There's one where it's like he's too red, and then the other one he's like a little paler. And it's like they just like adjusted the curves.
And he just got a silly little smile on his face, his shirt off. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's like not happy, and then he's got like a dumbass smile, and those are the before and after.
I love it.
I loved Super Deluxe's folk song where they found that video of him in the river.
I love the world that we live in.
The post-internet
where just
society.
everything exists and it's all kind of scary. It's a pretty weird time.
You realize how close you are to the edge of like extinction at any given moment. But at the same time, you're laughing your ass off because there's so many funny people out there.
Yeah. The world is like getting like super interesting and smart, and then everything in between that and super dumb. Like
it's just like
it's going in all directions at the same time, and it's growing, and you can see it all like literally on the internet, and you're like, oh no, like,
oh no, and then you're like,
oh that's cool,
that's
oh no, oh that's awesome, oh that's hilarious, oh no,
like, oh no. Like today I pulled up Reddit, and I was just like the front page. I like to look at that like periodically throughout the day, and there was a post about the first doctors in Britain curing like eyesight, like people who were blind. They like did a procedure and returned their eyesight with stem cells.
I know how to cure eyesight.
Well, with stem cells,
Nails.
they like fix the eyesight. It's like, oh, that's fucking awesome. And then I saw a thing about how President Trump wants to testify in front of Congress, and then in front of the Robert Mueller investigation. I'm like, well, that's sucks and kind of hilarious. That's like funny. That's going to be ridiculous to hear.
We just get to watch.
That.
We just get to watch it.
Yeah. And then I see a thing about a guy takes a bunch of hostages in a Paris supermarket, and then a cop like traded himself for the hostages, and now he's wounded and fighting for his life. But they caught the guy, the terrorist or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. And
wait, where was that?
That was today in France.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, the world's terrible, but then there's awesome people trying to save it. And then I don't know how to feel. And then I don't know how to, and then you have a school shooting every now and then, and you're like, the world sucks.
Yeah, it sucks that it's like you literally said it so casually, because it's literally kind of how it is.
It is
now.
now.
It's like,
it is now.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's fuck.
But anyway, we like movies, and we like escapism.
We like to escape all this bullshit by watching movies and talking about them.
We escape it a lot, and escapism is great, and I'm a huge fan of it.
I would like to say
but
we like to
crazy.
escape in the right moments. We still combat this shit on a daily basis in any way we can, whether it be.
I combat bank robbers on a regular basis.
I fight murderers
when I'm not watching movies.
If I'm not watching movies, I'm trying to save the world, mostly by masturbating alone in my room.
And thinking about doing good things.
Yeah, masturbating to the idea of doing good things. That has to
gooing,
do some of gooing good things. It's a gooey situation.
You said that like it like made sense so much.
I'm trying to yes and this thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just keep the joke moving forward.
Speaking of watching movies, I didn't do that much of it this week.
Me neither.
But nonetheless, we're going to talk about some shit and give us some points and maybe find out a name for this thing.
This thing
because we didn't come up with a name, obviously.
We talked about coming up with a name.
And then we didn't think about it until 10 minutes before the podcast and said, let's just talk about it.
On the podcast, yeah. Well, every other podcast talks about their segments before they name them. Let's just do it on the podcast.
And we're going to come up with a shitty ass name for it. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But let's do it. Let's feel it out.
Let's feel it out. We've traditionally been calling it, what did you watch last week? What have you been watching?
We haven't even fucking called it shit. We literally just asked each other the question.
We didn't, yeah, we've not named it a thing. We just actually, what did you watch this week? What have you been watching? I don't know what to name it.
We'll get a jingle.
We need a jingle.
In 100 more episodes.
It's too long. It's too many episodes.
We'll think of it in 100 more.
In 2 years, we'll have a new jingle. That's 100 episodes from now. It's 2 years.
Stay with us,
it's
please.
I hope you stay with us. We plan on doing this another 100 episodes, but I hope we have a jingle before then.
Okay, so I don't know how we want to do this, but let's just talk about how terrible I did. and you can help me rate myself and berate myself. Okay, so I started watching American Made, that Tom Cruise movie.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay, so I got like 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
Totally was like, I'm going to stay and watch this fucking movie. Hell yeah. Pass the fuck out. Next day.
Lose a point.
Watched 1 point? Lose 1 point? Okay, I'm doing great then. If it's lose 1 point every time.
It's lose 1 point every time you fall asleep. You lose another point if you didn't finish the movie later.
Okay, I tried to watch the movie about 3 more times, fell asleep.
So you lose 3 more points.
Like literally left the movie, didn't even watch the rest of it. thought it was very good for what I watched. I can't wait to finish it.
I agree. I thought it was a good movie.
Okay, put on Team America one day. I was like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna watch Team America. Had such a good time watching it. And it was just like, oh, it's beautiful outside. I turned that shit off.
You get 2 points for watching a great movie and then turning it off to go be in nature. I guess I'll give you 2 points for that.
And I had so much fun watching though. That fucking movie. I need to watch the whole thing. It's so fucking hilarious.
You've seen it before.
Yes, I've seen it many times. It's just so
it's so funny.
If you don't watch it for a long time, like how it opens, it literally opens with a puppeteer like doing another puppet, like there's more. What is it, marionette?
Yeah,
like
marionette.
A puppet is doing marionette, and it's like its own marionette. It's like it zooms out. It like looks so shitty, and you're like, oh, this is the fucking movie, and then it zooms out. It's like, oh, and there's like a bunch of South Park noises, like Trey Parker and Matt Stone. Don't. You're like, oh my god, it's so fucking amazing.
I love those guys. They're so funny.
Dude, the movements in the movie, I mentioned you the other night, the movements in the movie are like the fucking best part of the movie because they're so bad and on purpose. And like, they're just flopping around and like handing each other shit like stupidly.
I love the way they hop out of buildings and stuff. And it's like they're doing like one step, like big jumps and like.
Yeah, or like doing like the splits out the door.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so good. I did that and then I watched an episode of Atlanta. That's all I fucking did. Atlanta is a great fucking show. I literally this week was like, all right, gonna fucking do this. I'm gonna watch movies. I do this. I'm on a movie podcast. I should watch movies. And then I literally just got a quarter through 2 films over the week and watched 1 episode of a fucking TV show. I'd say you get
3 points total. That's a 3-point week. It's a 3-point week.
Okay.
I didn't do any better. In fact, I did worse.
You did worse.
I didn't fall asleep during any of the things I watched.
Okay, you get 0 for that.
Yeah. But I watched the entire web series for High Maintenance from beginning to end. And then I started season 1.
Even the episodes you've already watched?
Yes. And
Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
100 points.
100? You're already losing by 97 points then.
You watched the whole web series of High Maintenance. That's highly educational.
It was. No, it was.
It's amazing. It's
incredible.
So good.
Then I started
100
season
fucking
1.
points.
I started season 1 and got to the season finale
You watched that much High Maintenance?
this week.
Jesus.
So we're on the season finale. We didn't finish it. And then we have season 2, which is its own thing.
Yes, it's a season.
Yeah, it's 9 episodes.
It's a newer season.
Yeah, it's another season. I love that show. It's amazing.
It's so good.
You got a phone message?
No.
You fucking around on your phone?
No, I just clicked it off. Calm down, sir.
No, okay, so I love watching it in order because you get a lot of like the sense of the characters and shit like that. But there were a couple episodes where as I was watching, I'm like, you could literally teach a class on short storytelling, like short form storytelling, by watching this show. Like every episode, it's such a beautifully constructed story. Even the web series when they're really short. But once you get about halfway through the web series, they're all like 15 minutes long or more.
I like all the different lengths. They're like random different lengths of all of them.
The
And like
links
it
fit
tells
the
it like
story.
Yeah,
The links
it
fit the
tells what it
story.
needs to do. And
Yeah.
like
It never
wraps up. It's awesome.
The web series is perfect because it never overreaches.
Yeah.
But then the show itself, the 30-minute episodes are perfect too. As I was starting
they're
why I was
fucking
like,
great.
and it's almost like two stories, but they like seem to connect. Like the story with the Islamic girl or the Muslim girl who is going to college and is like trying to like live her best life and just smoke cigarettes on the roof and smoke some weed and like study and like not deal with her family. And she gets the weed from her neighbors, and then it tells the whole story of their neighbors, and they're like part of like a group sex like family.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's
true
like
that.
Amy Ryan and shit. And
Yeah.
like amazing. Then there was an episode where it starts off with the guy delivering weed to this like tool bag who's like fighting with his girlfriend and then just like making him super uncomfortable the whole time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like the episode I'm talking about. And he's just like not paying him and he's just like being like fucking insane. And then there's like that twist right when the guy leaves and you realize like who it's like there was like the black guy on the couch and he's just being like not saying a goddamn word the whole time. And then you find out who they actually are.
Yeah, they're like actors.
Yeah, and they're like practicing a role or practicing a character, and I was like,
I love it. And he's like Australian or some shit.
yeah, he's like nodding
You're
American.
like, what the fuck? Yeah,
and they're like critiquing the words he was using, and he would say stuff, and we rewatch the scene. It's like you can see him break in those moments. It's like great. It's great acting.
It really is. It's so good. It like you're like, dude, this guy's such a fucking dick. Like,
but then when you
fuck.
hear, he was like, I should stop saying flat. They don't say flat in America. And then when you rewatch the scene, he refers to the apartment as a flat every time, but you don't notice it because of everything else. His performance is so good, but he's like actually like letting things seep through. And I was like, that's a great performance. It's good writing too, but it's a great performance. But overall, just like the structure of the whole show is so genius. Like it's like perfect short story format, and I love it.
It really is.
It really paints
so
like
good.
a picture of New York City in a way where like you're not seeing like these super dramatic moments where like deaths on screen or like people killing each other on screen or anything like that. You're seeing like these human moments, just like these different characters in New York and their lives. And just like their everyday, it's like everyday stuff.
Yeah,
but it's
and a
so
lot of
well
film,
done.
a lot of like film has been reaching for that like feeling lately, and I love that shit.
They're trying to get this like everyday thing, but what impresses me about this is not only does it fulfill like this feels like everyday life, and you're connecting to these characters like they're everyday people you could run into in real life, but it's also like structured stories. Like the stories are like thematic.
Yeah, for sure.
And they follow the pattern or whatever, the templates for writing and stuff. Like they subvert them, like the ideas of what writing needs to be and all that, but like it's conventional in the best way. Like, it uses it when it needs to be. Like, all the episodes have this, like, they're so well structured. They're not 3 acts, but they're like, they're so well just like put together.
Yeah,
they're not just like slice of life.
They're going for something. Yeah, it's not like fucking.
It's the best of both.
It's not like a show about nothing.
Yeah. There's like themes and shit, and they like play to them really well.
It's a great show.
Yeah, it's great.
Did you watch anything else? Is it just High Maintenance? All High Maintenance?
I watched the newest episode of AP Bio on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. My favorite episode of High Maintenance was the dog.
The dog. What's that one?
It was the one with the dog. Like,
oh yes,
all from his point of view.
The like dog walker.
It was amazing.
Yeah, that one's really beautiful.
One of my favorite.
I like that one a lot.
I just had to bring that one up.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, you should watch High Maintenance.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, it's a show about a guy who sells weed on his bike.
But
and
it's so much more.
a lot of the episodes in the web series are just named after his clients, and it's awesome. It's really good.
Yeah, it's great.
150 points, you are rewarded. And you win.
I guess. We've already talked about my thing.
I know. But that's all right. Huh, let's see here. What do we want to call this segment, Chase?
I don't know. What should we call it?
Oh, no, I asked you first. I'm kidding. Mental breakdown. I
panic
can't think.
I didn't. What do you think we should name this segment? You didn't hear what I said. That was all in my head.
Oh, God. I really don't fucking know, and I hate this question so fucking much. Let's move on. Can we ignore it for like 5 more 100 episodes?
5 more 100 episodes. We could just come up with it when we're fucked up one night later this week.
Or like sober and thinking.
Yeah, one of those. One of the two. We're either one.
I've got it. No, I'm just kidding.
I know what we call this segment. Well, what do we call it? I don't remember. I'm so fucked.
Oh my God. Unfollow.
Who the fuck do these guys think they are?
Think they could just like tug on our little expectations, so we listen to another episode and then they say next episode and you go, I don't think so.
I'm not giving you another episode. You've had enough.
You guys didn't even watch any fucking movies this week.
You guys watched a couple of TV
You're
shows.
trying to name a segment. That was the worst shit I've ever heard.
You didn't even come up with a suggestion. You just fell into being stupid.
150 to 3.
Like, what? What? I think somebody over here is a little bit more generous than somebody else.
Maybe we should call it 150 to 3, because I think that'll be the score every single time. It'll be me down here being like, yeah, I like tried to watch this shit, didn't happen. I tried to watch this. I almost fucking made it 20 minutes till the end. And then you're like, I watched this. I didn't watch that much. I watched 2 seasons of this awesome show. Welcome to another edition of 153.
So I forgot to mention, I also watched the entire mini series of Jane Eyre from 1987, and then that's not a real thing.
Sounds like a real fucking mini series. Sounds like a real thing.
I watched
From 1987, that mini series that they made.
I watched all 26 seasons of Doctor Who from 1960 to 1983.
I watched the History Channel.
I had sex with a woman.
While watching the History Channel. It was incredible.
Yeah, well, I masturbated while watching Doctor Who and Taxi Driver for the 100th time.
Which one's better? Which would you rather do?
I'd rather masturbate watching Taxi Driver and think about murdering all those people.
It's a hypothetical question. What did you say there at the end?
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
That was nothing.
Well,
That wasn't a thing.
let's move on then.
Let's not call the police.
Why would we?
Yeah.
In here.
I wasn't talking about anything. I wasn't talking about anything.
Everyone, we watched a movie called Fire in the Motherfucking Sky. And it was better than I thought it was going to be.
You could only say it's way better than you thought it was going to be because the reviews for it are pretty terrible.
They're not.
And the movie's
I don't know.
not
Yeah,
that bad.
yeah. I like looked at the reviews and I was like, oh God, what the fuck? But like I've heard good things.
Yeah.
And I've heard about the alien scene and I was like, yes, I'm down. Totally paid off. We'll talk about that later.
Great scene. I will say this movie had problems. It wasn't perfect.
But on
technical levels,
on watching it, just watching it for the first time, it was pretty fucking great.
I enjoyed myself. I didn't find myself being like, I'm so fucking bored. Like in Terror in LA or Beverly Hills or whatever the fuck that movie was. My God. It wasn't like that by any means. Like not even.
No, it had a
same,
budget.
It's honestly not. It's not even worth mentioning in the same conversation. Only because we just did this movie, so I'm bringing it up. But it was good and it was super well shot.
Yeah, it was
Super
so well shot.
Well, anyways, Bill Pope, which I looked up in the middle and was like, oh yeah, it's the guy who did the fucking Matrix. He did the Amazing not the Amazing Spider-Man, but Spider-Man Sam Raimi. Spider-Man 2. It's good
Spider-Man
shit.
2?
He did Spider-Man 2.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
That is a very good one.
He did Darkman. He did Sam Raimi's movies.
All of them?
I don't know if he did Evil Dead.
Even
I think he did Army of Darkness though. I'm not sure though.
Did he do The Village?
He might have. He might have.
What?
He might have. I don't know.
You're saying he did The Village just because I said that?
He might have.
I was kidding.
I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna bet money that it's.
You're gonna bet money as well? Okay, I bet $0. How much do you bet?
I bet 150 of my points.
No. Actually, I'll take them.
Yeah, you take the 150 points.
I'll take the 150.
They carry
points.
over from week to week.
No, they don't. It's week to week battle.
It's a week to week battle. But I'll let you carry over points.
No. Then it'll be 150 to 6 next week.
He did shoot Army of Darkness. He shot Scott Pilgrim and The World's End and Baby Driver as well.
Oh, shit.
He did an episode of Preacher, and he's done a shitload of music videos.
Hell yeah. Please list every...
He did Team America. He shot Team America. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh my God.
He shot Team America.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did Bedazzled too.
What was that like? I just want a documentary of the making of Team America.
But it's from the cinematographer of the Fire in the Sky.
Nice. It's like that's like what makes the film not so boring, because like you just like kind of feel like you think about the movie, you know, it's kind of small town people involved in like an alien abduction. You're like, is this gonna be boring as shit? Like, except for the alien parts, you know?
Yeah.
But like the way it's shot and like the tension, like there's a lot of really good tense parts that are played very well.
Yeah, for sure.
And the music is good, like when it's all like kind of just low synthy kind of stuff, and it's making it tense until this fucking
that fucking song.
like
it's right off the bat in the movie though.
It's when he like goes to make a phone call, and it's like this like trumpet, like
it's like a synthy trumpet. It's weird. It's a weird sound.
It sounds like a old timey like sound effect you'd hear in a movie. Like it's very, I don't know. It's fun. It's just like that. It's very crony. And
weird.
if you've ever seen the movie and you don't remember it, good for you. But
I don't know how you don't.
If you ever watch it again, just fucking listen for that sound that's going to take you out of the scene.
Yeah. It's going to suck.
Because we were like, oh my God, this is great. And there's like, dut, 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 dut. And you're like, you're like, what?
Why?
No, what? Don't do that.
It pulls me out. It's like if you can hear the music underneath it too, and you're like, if they took those fucking horn sounds out, I would be in it.
Yeah, I'd be so in.
Yeah.
I'd be buried deep down in this shit.
Balls deep in that shit.
Yeah. Because it's pretty good. I like it.
I enjoyed the movie overall.
Yeah.
I think that DB Sweeney did this weird transformation where it's hilarious to watch him go from Paul Rudd to whatever the fuck he was at the end. Do you remember the actors we were comparing him to at the end?
He's a little bit of Ben Affleck in there at some points.
And like a lot of fucking Paul Rudd. And then
like so much fucking Paul Rudd.
But then when he comes back, it's like what was the actor I said? I don't remember.
No fucking idea.
I'd have to look at it. If I saw it, I could tell you.
I was thinking Paul Rudd so hard like most of the movie. Like I would try
when he's on that fucking motorcycle. Yeah.
Dude, when this character, which is Travis Walton, which is what like the whole like there's a book about him. It's his story. Like he's like legit like talks about this shit. Like
Yeah.
this really happened. They made a fucking Hollywood movie about it.
And it's a lot different than his experience, apparently.
Yeah, but
we don't care.
That's Hollywood, baby.
That's Hollywood.
Hey, they didn't make a bad movie, so fuck it.
They made a pretty good one.
But anyhow, when he is introduced, it's like him on a motorcycle and he's just like smiling and he looks so much like Paul Rudd and you're like, this is fucking Paul Rudd. Just like,
yeah. It's
it's
like
so,
Wet Hot American Summer, Paul Rudd.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And it's 1975 in this movie. So they're all wearing, but this movie came out in 1993.
Yes.
They're wearing the fucking classics, man. Yeah. Fucking tassels on the Jackie.
Denim clothes, like all denim outfits.
Love it.
They have
fucking climbing up on roofs and kissing girls.
Yeah. In front of their brothers.
Is that a brother?
Robert Patrick was her brother.
I keep on thinking father.
I thought it was her father too, and then I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then it was her
It makes more sense. I literally still thought it was her father.
Well, he told him, you're never going to be good enough to marry my sister when they're walking in the woods.
Ah, yes.
And he was like, what do you mean?
Yeah,
and he was like, I don't know. You're still kind of a kid. And he's like, you're not ready for marriage. You're not ready for that. And he's like, maybe not what you think marriage is or whatever. He's like shoots his marriage.
Yeah,
like
fuck your marriage. And there's not really a lot of complications with their marriage, it seems like, except when he goes crazy and thinks he saw aliens.
He's not being crazy though. According to the movie, he's telling the truth the whole time. So then she doesn't believe him and totally turns against him, and then helps the town turn against him. And then when Travis Walton shows up and basically proves that he's telling the truth the whole time,
I would say she helps the town.
She's in the town hall meeting like, yeah, he's crazy. You're like, you're his wife. And then Travis Walton shows up and basically proves him right, and they pass the polygraph test, and then she's still like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, it's fucking you. You're what's wrong.
I don't remember the scene.
I'm inferring the scene.
It happened, okay?
That's why he's living in the woods at the end.
Okay, now we're at the end of the film, and that was our episode. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. It's already been an hour.
Are we done yet? I'm bored.
I'm bored. This sucks. Guys, when are you going to be done?
Yes!
Finally!
But the movie starts off like really fucking tense. Isn't it just like fucking
It's
truck
like them driving
racing
through the woods,
them racing to like this bar, and then they get in there and they're like, sorry boys, we ain't fucking saving no more dinner. And
I
they're
don't
like,
want to eat.
so we gotta make that phone call, okay? We gotta stick to the story, okay? Is everyone cool with the story?
Yeah,
and
they
there's like
definitely-
one guy who's like, yeah, whatever. And you're like, oh,
You make
what
that phone call.
happened?
You make that phone call. And then the one guy's like really scared. The
Yeah.
guy from E.T. who's just like fucking
It's
scared the whole
super
time.
awesome. Like it's tense and like it's good. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it.
It makes you feel like they did something.
Yeah.
And they're hiding it and they're like all sticking to the story. And then the rest of the movie, you're for at least half the movie, you're like, are they covering something up? Are they telling the truth? You're like in with James Garner's point of view, essentially, with the police's point of view, where you're like, are they telling the truth or not?
I
And then-
never felt that.
No, well, you know, because you know that you've seen the like.
I've seen the aliens,
You knew
dude.
that it was coming. Okay, so I'm talking about if you didn't know what was happening later in the movie, if you went into this movie going like, I'm watching this movie, that is what the filmmaker was trying to do. He was trying to make you feel like, are they telling the truth or are they not telling the truth? And until Travis Walton shows up,
I think it's more like, are they gonna fucking kill these guys, or is something gonna like fucking happen? Like that's what I felt was intended.
but
like,
I think
because
that's
it seemed very like
I think that's ultimately what's intended when you watch it when you know. But when you watch it when you don't know, there's this whole thing of like, did they do it? Did they not do it? Is he dead or is he not dead? Or are they telling the truth or are they not telling the truth? And then it turns into, they're obviously telling the truth. What happened to the guy? And then when you watch it knowing that he was taken, it's like, is the town going to fucking kill him? Or is the town like kill them and like persecute them? Or are they telling the
send him
truth?
to Jay or
Send him to jail.
send him to Jay.
Send him to jail.
Put him on bars.
Dirt.
So pretty much, this movie is about a group of lumberjacks that, on the way home from working,
Yes.
sight this strange glow in the sky. It's red glow, and they're in this truck.
They describe it as fire.
Yeah, they're
In
like,
the sky.
they're like, is that a fire? Like, is
that a fire in the sky?
is that a train? Like, is that the sunset? No. And they keep going. And then as they approach it, it gets more and more intense, and they can't go back because it's kind of like a one-way street on the side of a mountain.
Yeah.
And Travis is this character. Paul Rudd is in the car, and he's so excited. And like they come up to this UFO, and he fucking runs out. He's like, "Let's go see it! Come on!" And like runs out, goes right
Against
under it.
Everybody in the car is like,
Everyone's
come
like,
back.
no,
come back,
please
don't
come
go
back."
out there. Travis, come back. What are you doing? Like everybody freaks out. Even Craig Sheffer's character who's the bad boy badass or whatever is like, what are you doing? He starts rolling the window up like,
Yeah, he's
no,
like, fuck this.
fuck this shit.
Yeah. And Travis is just jolly old bitch. And then he looks up and it's like, oh no, like, oh no, maybe
That
I
spaceship
shouldn't have done
The
this.
spaceship was awesome though. The way it expanded almost like a belly. There was
Yeah.
like veins and it like kind of expanded out and then opened up. I don't know. That design was
It was crazy.
Awesome.
It was super weird.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was like, oh shit, all right, we're doing this. Okay.
Yeah. Like, oh. Okay. It was like
1993, okay.
it was like a tease for what was to come because you
Yeah.
had to get through all of the other bullshit to get to the next crazy great part. You know?
Yeah. But this beam of light fucking comes down on him, and you think it's gonna like fucking
Suck
take him
up. Yeah,
like immediately,
like a tractor beam.
but it doesn't. And it fucking like the spaceship like takes off and like fucking blasts him to the ground. And then they're like, oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of
It
here.
doesn't even take off. It like shoots a light through him.
Oh, it doesn't take off?
No, it just like shoots a light through him, and he
Okay.
like
I know where I got that from.
where
I got that from the real Travis.
it took off.
Yeah, he says in real life, like he said, I think it was all just an accident. He says, I don't think they like wanted me or anything. I think they were scared. after they saw me and they took off, and that's what hit me. Like, was the movement of the
But then
ship.
he was on the ship.
This is what he said.
It's inconsistent. Fuck him. He's making.
He forgives the aliens, though, is the point. He's like, you know what? After all these years,
It's all right.
it's okay. Okay, my life's pretty good.
Yeah. I know that there's intelligent life out there now. And my life's pretty good.
And nobody believes me, but it's all right.
I'm just not going to talk about it.
That's his life now.
Yeah.
Once you get abducted by aliens, you don't
That's
get
your
that-
life.
That's your life now. You have to tell everybody. It sucks.
Yeah. You either tell everybody or don't tell anybody and you go crazy.
Yeah, they keep talking to you.
Yeah. Or you just like tell yourself about it. And then when you tell anybody about it, they're like, okay. And you never see them again.
Not his friend anymore.
Yeah, so I've been meaning to talk to you about this, Alan. I was down in Gulf Breeze, and then some alien spaceship started flying above me and told me that I was the only person who could save the world. And I had to be in Gulf Breeze at a certain date, and you had to be there with me. And I know that it's hard to believe, but I need you to come to Gulf Breeze with me at 3 o'clock in the morning on June 22nd.
Are we going to save this motherfucking world?
We're gonna save the planet, the whole planet.
I'm in.
Oh shit!
Shit changed. So after that, they fucking drive that truck away, and they're like so fucking panicky. And then
They freaked out because he's like, and to Robert Patrick's credit, he's like, I don't want to leave him. I'm not gonna leave him.
he's like, you guys get out.
I'm not gonna
Stand on
leave
the side of the road. I'm going back to get him.
him. Yeah.
So he goes back. Can't find his body. Body's not there.
Body's not there.
So like, they took him after they knocked him out, stunned him,
Supposedly.
scared off the other humans.
Yeah. Supposedly.
But like, I honestly, watching that scene, I was like, what is this abduction scene about to look like? Like, are they gonna phase him? Or are they gonna like, is he literally gonna like move toward the ship? Like,
Yeah,
I
thought he was gonna float up.
I was
like that traditional.
nervous about like how it was gonna look.
Me too.
And then they didn't even do it.
They skipped it. It was good though.
It's probably a good.
It's a
probably
good idea.
a good choice.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea. And when you finally do get on the spaceship, the fucking effects are awesome.
They're so good. I honestly want to watch that scene again.
Awesome.
And the scene's so fucking intense
It's so intense.
because it's not. Wait. Let's stop. Let's hold up. Hold up.
I know. But I want to say, like, this movie came out in '93, and like, The Matrix definitely references this movie when Neo wakes up in his pod. It's so similar to when this guy wakes up in the pod.
Yeah.
It's like that is a reference. That is a reference. I just gotta say that.
It might not be a reference. It just might
But
be very.
the production
It's like a
design
similar like style. Like it's like
It's very
like
similar.
plucked from.
It's like, but like I don't think the Wachowskis were like copying or cheating on them, but I feel like they've seen the movie and they were like, that's cool, and then they just used a similar effect, like again, you know, like in a different context.
Yeah.
And it looks different. Like their production design's different. He's like poking through, and it's like this pink goo, and there's like a whole different aesthetic thing going on. But like it's similar to like the thin wall, and he's like pokes through it, and like wakes up in like the small container and doesn't know what's going on. Like I don't know, there are connections that I feel, and then like seeing all the other like pods and stuff, like it's similar. Like they had to have seen the movie. And they're being like, that was cool. Let's do an even better version of that. Which is how we all make shit. We all look at something and go, that's awesome. I'm going to incorporate that. Like that idea or that one thing into what I'm doing.
It was the same director of photography though, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's similar.
I'm saying that like he was fucking a part of it.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, well, this is how we're going to shoot it. That's why it's so similar.
yeah. I'm a big believer in coincidence. And there's one person who's behind
Between
both of those that
and
connect
he's behind
them.
the camera and both
Yeah,
of those,
exactly.
yeah. And I just thought about it and I was like, that's a really similar.
Yeah.
Those are similar. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us. I'm so sorry. Everybody, I'm so sorry. I made a connection and I fucking streaming consciousness just blurted it out. So get used to that.
Incorrigible.
It's too silly.
So let me talk about one of my favorite lines through talking about our villain. So one of these people in the group of lumberjacks is not nice and doesn't like everybody. Is kind of a hard ass.
Craig Sheffer.
Yeah.
What's his character's name?
Can't remember.
We're usually
I saw a picture of him, and it was wonderful. It looked very much like him.
Well, okay, so a lot of people don't know who Craig Sheffer is. I keep mentioning his name. Craig Sheffer, if you haven't seen A River Runs Through It, is the main character. And when you've seen that movie, and then you're watching this movie, and then someone says, that's Craig Sheffer from A River Runs Through It, you're like, I don't know what he looks like.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me.
Yeah. And then
that's what's happening to everyone right now.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And everybody's pulling up a picture of Craig Sheffer on
or
their
they're
phone.
just not, and they're just like pissed.
This is who the fuck are you talking about? This is you're not talking about Brad
I'm
Pitt.
driving. I can't fucking look up a picture.
I've never seen A River Runs Through It. I don't know what movies you're talking about. Why am I listening to this podcast at all?
Anyway, what were you gonna say about him? Is that it?
You don't know what he looks like, then you look up a picture and you're like, oh, that's the guy. And then you see a picture of him in the movie and you're like, oh, that's the guy.
And you're like, it doesn't. They don't look the same at all.
They're different.
They look
people.
very fucking different.
They're very different looking.
But anyway,
he aged weird.
He's a dick, and I fucking love him because he's super weird in this movie.
Yeah,
and
he's really weird.
Kind of the reason the investigation, like they get investigated by, I don't even know what faction. He like calls himself a certain like thing that I don't even know what the fuck it is. But these fucking feds, pretty much. Someone, they're not part of the FBI. He never said it.
You're talking about like James Garner's character?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like state police or something.
Yeah. It's very weird.
Yeah, they never were very clear about like what his position is. He just knew that he was in charge of everybody else.
Yeah. Like, all right, cool. Got it.
He's the head guy.
So like this dick character, what's his name again?
Well, the actor's name is James Garner.
Oh yeah, we don't know his character's name.
I don't remember. I don't care.
No, the dick, Craig.
Craig Sheffer.
Okay,
Craig.
so fucking Craig. It's the reason that this investigation is not going so well because he's kind of being a fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
To the police and not really cooperating.
And he's not sticking with the story very well.
And so they tell their story while they're getting like investigated. They're all in this bar and telling a story about how Craig and Travis using a character's name and an actor's name.
Yeah, it's fine.
Craig and Travis get into a scuffle. You know, they're fucking being dicks, but like really, fucking Craig is cutting down a tree and the tree falls like right next to Travis and he's like, waits a second after the tree falls, he's like, timber. Like, oh my God, yes.
And then he walks up to him and he's like, you think you're a tough guy? And he just revs his chainsaw and just holds it next to Travis's
his face.
And he's just like, you think you're a tough guy? And then Travis is like debating whether or not he's going to pull his chainsaw up. And he like tries to turn his back on him and all this stuff. And Robert Patrick's just like, I said it's lunch. It's time for lunch.
He's screaming at them.
In the background.
Cut it out. It's lunch.
It's time for lunch.
We want to eat lunch.
Craig Shriver's just like, "Brr."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow he gets cut. I don't remember that being a thing.
They don't ever show it in the movie. They just, James Garner holds his hand up and he's like,
It's a cut scene.
yeah, it's a cutscene. It's a cutscene in the game.
True. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't help my brain out at all.
Oh, shit.
But
I mean, we could go through this movie beat by beat and basically be like,
well, I just want to tell. Okay. So Travis is fucking gone. They're looking for Travis.
most of the movie.
They think that that they fucking murdered Travis. Someone murdered Travis. Travis
That's
is
what
fucking
the town
gone.
thinks. That's what the police think.
Yeah.
Except for that there's no evidence to suggest that they did.
So the
that.
movie kind of changes gears for a second, and you're like kind of just hoping these people get through this and get some sort of defense.
Yeah.
But eventually they're like, he gets a weird call or something like that.
Yeah,
Isn't that
Robert
right?
Patrick gets a call and it's like this guy going, "It's Travis. I need your help."
Yeah.
And he's like,
Travis, what the hell?
Yeah,
And he
it's been
goes to like a
5
bunch of
days.
different phone booths. They eventually find the phone booth, and Travis is like at this fucking gas station, naked.
So like the restaurant place.
Yeah, in the corner, just like fucking whimpering, and they're like, Travis, and he's like, I didn't want the. And they're like, we got you on the water, and they like his girlfriend tries to like touch him, and he just starts wailing, and it's like pretty fucking
it's
intense.
it's intense as fuck. It's so good because it's like they're treating it realistically. The actors of being like, it's been 5 days. We thought you were dead. You're here alive. What happened to you? And he's naked and it's weird.
Yeah.
They're freaking out.
Robert Patrick is like,
trying to be
I'm so happy to see you, buddy. I really thought you were gone. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
but they're trying to be like consoling to him because they're like, what the fuck is going on? And then he just starts screaming, like shrieking, not like actor shrieking, like uncomfortable shrieking.
Yeah,
You're
very
like,
uncomfortable.
It makes it feel weird, and then, like in a good way. Like that's how that would be. That would be that weird.
yeah, it's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then immediately these people that were introduced before, like after the alien abduction that was like in the paper, they show up to like interview Travis. They're from afar.
Yeah.
Is their name?
They said we're from afar, but it was like the aircraft force of aerial research or something.
I don't think it was that at all.
No, it was like an acronym for something.
Yeah, it was like it had
But it
fucking
didn't
UFO on it.
Yeah, but it didn't say UFO in it. It was like
Yeah, I know.
aerial field of aircraft research or something. It was like
Yeah, they literally just start fucking berating the shit out of Travis, who's like got a blanket over him and
like,
all wet.
why did they call them? First of all, like at first I understood it and I was like, okay, they called them because like they're the only ones who've offered any real help, right?
Yeah, well, they don't know what the fuck is going on,
and
and they
they're
know
like,
that they saw
a
the spaceship.
And so they're like, he's back from a spaceship. So they call these guys. That makes sense. And then those people are never in the movie again. And it kind of bothers me. It's
Yeah,
like,
doesn't bother me. I didn't even think about it.
yeah, because the rest of the movie plays out. But you're like, what? When you're watching, you're like, when you're rewatching it, and you're like, what happened to those guys? That would have been more interesting if they were more involved afterwards.
Yeah, well, it is very true that the end of the movie just kind of goes, well, we're real people, so nothing can happen to us.
Yeah. It was like, it shows you his experience on the spaceship, and then it comes back, and then just like kind of ends. Years
The ending
later.
is really fucking
It's like
sad.
forced and weird.
It's sad and weird.
Yeah.
Like,
Not in the context of the rest of the movie weird. Like, the rest of the movie's weird in kind of good ways, and then the ending is like
I
weird,
thought it was going to
like-
go very different.
Exactly.
From like, even like the tones of it.
So it all makes sense all the way up until the syrup falls into his mouth, which is an incredible sequence.
I
And
love
then
the syrup so much.
It like he's like hiding it. Like Travis Walton is like at a party. He's finally back, and then they're having this party to welcome him back, and he like starts to have these like flashbacks essentially, and he climbs under the table and he's freaking out, and his girlfriend, like, or, you know, Robert Patrick's sister is like trying to console him and like, what's happening? She's the only one who's noticed he's there. And then the syrup falls over and like pours off the table and then lands on his mouth, and it's so well done.
And it just flashes.
And right as it falls in his mouth, it flashes to him waking up in the pod. And then the rest of it is just him going through the alien experience.
And it's so fucking good.
It's so good.
So well
it's so
shot.
good.
And like how it just transforms there, like it's so good.
When
and it starts slow.
Who's like
starts real slow too, like him in the pod, like just waking up, like feeling around, and like trying to like figure out where the fuck he is. Like it's in like real time.
It essentially follows him in real time until he wakes up.
He's like fucking floating around.
Yeah, well, there's no gravity or something.
I love it.
The whole geography of that whole scene is
he's
so
like
well
slingshotting around and bungee.
And then the gravity will change and he'll start stumbling because
Yeah.
he's like trying to react to one thing that he thinks is happening, and then it changes.
Then
like,
he falls into Willem Dafoe's fucking graveyard.
And the guy's like intestines are like he's like dissolving.
Yeah.
And it was insane. And I was like, this is so cool. This is worth watching the rest of the movie.
Yeah,
to see all of this. And then you finally get to the part where he finds like the alien space suits, like the space suits, and they look like what we think of the gray aliens.
Yeah,
now.
just common big-headed gray aliens.
Yeah, but it's like their space suits. And then when he finally like gets discovered and he's like crawling up that hole, and then they pull him back down and they're dragging him through what we like the hallway where he's like in the hospital, and it's like keeps cutting to that, and you finally see that sequence. And it's like, dude, the whole thing's awesome.
So good.
It's
like, so good.
Oh, the whole alien abduction is awesome. We could go through the whole thing. And they have the sheet on him when they drop the water, and it like sucks down on him when they start doing all the stuff with the eye, and it's like fucking Clockwork Orange. Like,
okay,
so much shit.
Calm down, Chase.
I'm freaking
God
out.
Damn
it's so much shit.
It's so good. Okay, so let's say the sheet over him and then over his face, and he can't breathe, and it's tightening around his body, and like it's freezing. So fucking intense. And you're like, holy shit, like what the fuck is he gonna do now?
I know.
And then they cut his fucking like hole for his mouth and a hole for one of his eyes. And it looks so fucking awesome and like comic booky, like almost. Like it looks very like, I don't know. It looks like something out of like a graphic novel to me.
Yeah.
It looks so fucking
It looks
good.
like
It looks like like iconic.
Yeah.
Just looks so fucking awesome. Like I need that to be like the poster of the film.
Yeah, I
like
wish.
it's so awesome.
It's iconic as
I need
fuck.
more of that to be like to be a film. Like that was fucking crazy.
It's like one long sequence of that, and that's it.
It's like
the rest of
fucking
the movies.
alien torture. I want an alien torture movie.
I guess.
It was really hard to watch, honestly.
It got crazy when they had the eye thing, when they dropped the liquid into his eye after they cut the slit for it. That made me so uncomfortable.
And the sounds that he's making are getting like weaker and weaker and like but more like desperate.
Right.
And it's so like
it's fucked.
Oh my god.
It's the best sequence in the movie.
It's
like
it's so good.
Everything came together in that sequence to be so good. And then when the thing's dropping down on its eye and it cuts from the thing's point of view to the eye's point of view, and you're seeing it just come down
like the needle, going into his fucking eye.
And it like keeps dropping down needles as it's like coming down.
Yeah,
it's like getting thinner and thinner. Yeah, but how do you do that? I mean, I know how you do that, but like that's an impressive effect.
Cardboard.
It's an impressive effect.
Duct tape,
cardboard, Industrial Light and Magic, and they're using real fucking metal. That was probably a real, like, an actual automated thing.
Absolutely it was.
Yeah, it's incredible.
They had a budget.
True.
This is not Terran Beverly Hills. Stop bringing it up, Chase.
But I hated that movie.
But, so, pretty much the movie ends with Well, like, where does it go after that? When he comes back?
That was why I was like rushing through it earlier, because it's like you go through all this stuff where you can barely talk about all of it, and then it comes back and it's just 3 years later.
It does one of those.
Yeah, it just like comes back and it's like 3 years later. He has a wife.
Got a pregnant wife and a kid.
And then he goes to meet Robert Patrick in the woods, and they're like, "I'm sorry about what happened years ago."
Literally, I thought
right.
that Travis was gonna like be like, "Yo, dude, why the fuck did you leave me there?"
Because they had that crazy moment in the hospital.
Because it seemed fucking nuts, and I totally felt that vibe, and I was like, "This is gonna be fucking awesome."
Yeah.
And then it just like turns into some weird shit where he's just like, "They didn't want me, man." He like said something like that.
He like forgives. He's like, "They didn't want me. They didn't want some hillbilly like me." "Oh, you want to go home? You want to come home with me?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Let's drive off and say, "I don't." They get there and like, "I don't like this place." You think I do eat too? You think I do either? That's what he said. You think I do either? You're like, God, this is Southern.
Yeah. I think we made it much more Southern. It's in Arizona.
Yeah, but the accents aren't that Southern, but the fucking dialogue is.
It's just it just ended very country.
It was country.
Just like it's a country ended for a not so country movie.
Not so country movie. That's the tagline. It's got a country ending for a not so country movie.
Wish more movies had country endings.
Well, No Country for Old Men technically had a country ending.
No, it didn't. It was brutal.
He's just talking about riding off with his father and his grandfather in his dream. And then he woke up.
Ooh. Tommy Lee Jones voice.
Tommy Lee Jones.
The big old sheriff's hat on.
And it just cuts to that thing. He's like, chicka, 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 chicka. And that's how the music starts playing right after he delivers that line. It's awesome. Chicka, 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 chicka.
How many times do you watch the end of that film over and over? I'm just kidding.
Like 102. That wasn't a specific number or anything.
153.
102 and a half. But There Will Be Blood was better.
They're very different films.
But No Country beat There Will Be Blood.
Yeah,
and
we've talked about this.
Is a better movie.
Chase.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
No, we've talked about rewards for movies and art.
I know. It's so hard to get out of that antiquated system. God damn it.
Fuck that shit.
I know. Fuck it.
You love both movies. Calm down.
I loved both movies. I loved them. I lived through them. I got to see both in theaters.
Yes.
That's a moment.
That's two moments.
That's a moment. I'm gonna cry. It was a moment.
I cried during No Country for Old Men the whole time.
It made me weep. It was like, why is this so violent? It's like, why is this so
Why does everyone want that
grotesque?
poor money?
Why can't everybody just leave the money alone?
Guys, can we just set the money free?
Can we just... It needs to be free. It has rights too.
That would happen.
Money has rights too, you know. You can't just tell it where it goes and take it for what you want.
I like that. I like the just always when there's money involved in movies, just always think about the perspective of the money.
Yeah. Why are you dating me?
Dumb and Dumber. If it just could talk.
We need to do a movie where the money is the perspective, like the dog in High Maintenance, where you start to love the money like you love that dog.
You start
As the audience,
love the money.
And
you
want
become
the money,
compassionate for the money. You want the money to come out on top.
But then you're complicit in everybody else trying
and
to
then the
steal
money gets rich at the end.
The money dies at the end. That's how it has to be.
Owns its own money.
Yeah. That's how it has to be.
Sounds great.
It's like
Set into motion. All right, next week.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie. All right, guys. Next week we're gonna.
We promise.
Well, next week we're gonna have a guest on in Real Talk.
Real talk. We're gonna have a guest
on next week.
Guest on the guest on.
We're gonna have an art historian on.
Yeah, they're gonna talk about art history.
Well, in a movie that's important to art history.
While we take out our thighs.
Yeah, we're checking them out.
We are thied. It's good podcasting. Anyway, if you haven't seen this movie, you should absolutely watch it. It's totally worth it. Don't be scared.
It's good.
I'm ready to watch the fucking scene again, honestly, the alien abduction scene. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, we're going to go out there and watch it under a certain state of mind.
Let's do it. Clear-headed.
Yeah.
Under
sober.
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer. Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
Ginger beer.
Black and milds.
Oh, no.
Oh, God, no!
No, I'm in high school again. God damn it.
Black and milds in high school.
God damn it.
That happened not very often in my life.
And every time it happened, I was there.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our show, guys.
That's the whole show. We're not done talking about this movie. We're done talking about this movie. Sorry, guys. It's a short one.
It's not. No. We had an hour episode that was amazing.
I know. We had a 2 hour and 40-minute episode that was amazing, too.
It's true. Range, baby.
We're calling them amazing, and then we're going to get feedback one day, and people are going to be like, y'all suck.
Dude.
And we'll be like, it was amazing.
We got to stay confident, though. We said we sucked earlier, and now we're saying we're amazing.
I think we're amazing.
We're just both sides of the audience.
I think that I can alter my perspective and my perception using chaos magic to believe whatever I need to believe about this podcast to make sure it keeps going.
Exactly. I like chaos.
Chaos magic.
With a K. Both Ks.
The KK.
With 2 Ks.
It's 2 Ks, not 3. That's bad. That's bad.
We don't want that.
No, we don't subscribe to that belief system.
That's chaotic. Anyway, bye, guys. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Bye.